the things I do for one video, which I don't think I've ever done before. Whoop. Yeah! So, I'm once again doing, a voiceover, so Swarmer got reworked, and apparently it is absolutely flipping goated and completely broken. It is unbalanced as heck, and in this vid, I test it. It's really good. For a summary, it is really good. So right now I'm spawning in some zombies against my level 0 Swarmer, and yeah, it does good. It's a really high value tower. It is really good for killing bosses, apparently, because I saw while I was just scrolling through YouTube casually that it could solo the Void Reaper. Like, what? No tower in the history of this game has ever been able to solo the Void Reaper, which is just absolutely crazy, bro. So, since I don't have the Void Reaper in sandbox mode, I did the next best thing, which was bloated bosses, which I have as logbooks. And let's just say, Swarmer cooked pretty much almost all of them. I'm talking bloated Fallen King, bloated Molten Warlord. He cooked them all. And it almost sounds unbelievable, because it really is, because Swarmer, it has been terrible for 5 years now, and only now has it quite possibly become the best tower in the game by far. I'm telling you, no tower, not even engineer, ranger, nothing. Not accelerator, not necromancer, not brawler, not sledger, not electroshocker, not nothing comes close to the performance of Swarmer when you have a lot of stacked bees. Because with Swarmer they added a new effect, which is sort of like the slasher effect. It is sort of like it's bleed, but with bees. And if you have seen anyone use slasher or seen a slasher review, you know that this bleed stack caps out at 30. Swarmers does not have a cap. It is totally unlimited, from what I know, at least. And in this footage, it's like a level 4 Swarmer against a fallen giant, and this thing only cost me like 5,000 coins. For one tower, by the way, and it did quite a lot of damage. Now, you've got to consider the fact that Swarmer is only really good if you have a lot of Swarmers. Because without a lot of Swarmers, you cannot stack your bees well, which comes in really handy when you realize Swarmer's really cheap. It's only 11,750 to max out. And honestly, it shreds for that price when you have a lot of them. I'll cut some footage and you guys can see where I put them up against Fallen King. So before I spawned in the Fallen King, I was messing around a little bit, but Swarmer, like I already mentioned, is really good for killing bosses. But one thing I didn't reveal about Swarmer is that it's not as good for the main mode itself. But for a boss killer, Swarmer is like one of the number one things you can do. Because I tested it a bit before I recorded this video, and Swarmer lost on 39. Well, it lost on 37, but I used to support and it got past 37, but then it lost on 39. But when it got to 40, because I had given myself a lot of base health, it killed the Fallen King. So not only does that mean that wave 39 is harder than wave 40 on Fallen mode, it also means that Swarmer is really, really good for single target as well. Because in this footage, Fallen King's got over 1,000 stacks of bees on him, and each one of those stacks does 8 damage, and when you have that, that is like 8,000 damage. That is not balanced at all. What were the devs thinking? At least I think it does 8 damage. I didn't look at the exact stats, but it's really good. That was just the normal Fallen King, and I did another Fallen King, but with Fallen tanks up the front, and everything there still died. Literally, the tanks made an insignificant difference. It was ridiculous. It was just completely ridiculous. But even when the Swarmers stopped shooting, the stack of bees still killed the tank, even though it had over 2,000 health left remaining when it got past, which just shows the utter power of the swarms, dude. It's really, really strong, and each stack doesn't go away quickly either. You can get a lot of stacks on them, and you get like 1,000 stacks on one boss if it has high enough health. And 1,000 stacks, that won't go away long before. That'll go away long after the enemy is just finished walking on the track. So realistically, when you get a high enough stack, it just doesn't go away, really. It's ridiculously overpowered. Yes, in this footage, it killed the Fallen King, I think even earlier than the time before. So then I go to test it against a bloated molten warlord with 100,000 extra health than the Fallen King, and he still dies. So then, I'm just like, okay, that's ridiculous, but surely they can't kill a bloated Fallen King, right? What the heck? When I said Swarmer was good, I meant it. I really, really did. And after this, when I saw it could kill a 400,000 health bloated Fallen King that gains defense over time, I resorted to event bosses because there were no other bosses. And I started with Frost Spirit because his abilities make him a really difficult boss, even though he's a lot weaker than the Fallen King, right? In Sandbox, at least. Because he'd be really, really hard to beat if he had his actual health, which was over 1 million. But, reminder, quickly, this is without support. This is just raw swarmers. And this can definitely be achieved in a normal game, except you would need some kind of hidden detection somewhere, or any form of detection that the game mode requires to beat in order to win, because Swarmer on its own has no detections once more, which it's still absolutely ridiculous what this tower can do. Even though I've definitely made that clear by now, for sure. Look at this thing. This is bees shredding the Frost Spirit to pieces. Who would win? Giant particle accelerator gun boy who shreds stuff using the power of a laser, or men who shoot bees? Because it's men who shoot bees, which is somehow stronger.
than a giant laser cannon. What? In what universe does this make sense? This is so unbalanced, but I'm not complaining. I know it's gonna get a humongous nerf in the future, but who am I to complain? Enjoying it how it is right now, to be honest. So now, what I've decided to do is put Swarmer up against a non-bloated version of every boss. And I actually made a mistake in the recording here. I accidentally spawned in 2 Gravediggers. So not only did it kill close to every boss, it would have been able to kill every boss if I hadn't spawned in an extra Gravedigger. Which is ridiculous, considering the fact that it's still almost managed to kill every boss. Like, this is well over 400,000 health right here. It killed the Brute, both Gravediggers, Patient Zero, and the Molten Warlord, and got the Fallen King extremely low. So, for a quick summary, my overall thoughts on Swarmer, this tower is absolutely busted, dude. Out of 10, honestly, it's a 9.25 for me, but the reason why I've deducted 0.75 points is because of a few key factors. No detections, event exclusives, so you sort of have to pay for it, and the fact that without a lot of support, this tower is not that good, and it's also not that good for dealing with the main modes. Only single high health guys, it absolutely shreds. It shreds those guys to pieces, especially if it's a boss. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.